Hello and thanks for joining us on NTA International News at this time. I am Dennis Adibloye. First, the headlines. Nigerian Army changes Python dance to Dance of Peace to tackle criminality in 5 eastern states in Nigeria. Federal Ministry of Agriculture to collaborate with broadcast media houses in educating farmers on modern farming techniques. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to institute policy to rehabilitate repentant internet fraudsters. Let's begin with security matters. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, has formally flagged off Atilogu Udo 1 in Umuahia, the Abia State capital, assuring citizens and residents of the 5 eastern states that the program, which has been renamed Atilogu Udo, meaning Dance of Peace, from the original Python dance is in their interest to tackle criminality. The Chief of Army Staff, who was represented by the Chief of Training and Operations Army Headquarters, Major General Enobong Udo, said the exercise will be conducted simultaneously in Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu and Imo states. Chimdina Tassie reports.
To be formally coordinated and monitored by 82 Division Super Camp Enugu, Atilogu Udo is interpreted to mean a musical dance of peace, usually performed by young men displaying different melodies and dance steps. According to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, represented, Atilogu Udo, as the name implies, is a peaceful military operation to mitigate threats from criminal elements peculiar to the southeast.
These activities include free medical services, educational support activities, sanitation exercises, rehabilitation of identified dilapidated roads.
Abia State Governor Okezie Ibazu, represented by Deputy Governor Ude Okochukwu, appealed to Abians in whose domain the exercise will be domiciled to cooperate since the program is in their interest.
We will appeal that as you carry on with this exercise, that Abians shouldn't be unnecessarily subjected to unnecessary molestation.
The exercise will promote a conducive environment for businesses and other economic activities for where the Southeast region is known to thrive.
Abians are hopeful that, in the words of the Chief of Army Staff, the code of conduct and rules of engagement be obeyed by the troops. The exercise will last from the 1st of November to 23rd of December 2019 in the entire Southeast. In Umuahia, Chidinma Tassie, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Nigerian Army has continued to expand its role in a bid to strengthen democracy in the country. One of such efforts is Operation Crocodile Smile for that has kicked off in Akwa Ibom State with various community services. Clement Barikui reports.
Beyond the protection of the country's territorial integrity, the Nigerian Army has consistently made its presence felt by members of the society, while also equipping its personnel with latest combat tactics. The launch of Operation Crocodile Smile 4 in Akwa Ibom State is another step towards improving the operational, administrative and logistic proficiencies of the troops, as well as civil-military cooperation. Members of Idoro community are the latest beneficiaries of the civil-military cooperation, with about 800 of them expected to enjoy free medical services offered by the 2 brigades.
Drugs and medical services have been provided to cater for all age groups.
Today, you've made us understand that Crocodile Smile is for the benefit of Nigerians.
Officers and men of the brigade were earlier at the Akpanande market Uyo to carry out clean-up exercise.
We continue to operate in the population domain. We will relate with the civil populace, we will relate with every stakeholders. And it is in part of this relationship that we have come here to clean the environment, especially this market here.
The operation is expected to be rounded off with military exercise geared towards checkmating security challenges in the state. In Uyo, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
And developing a credible naval power in fulfillment of the Nigerian Navy's constitutional role to enhance national prosperity and security is the brain behind the level of human capacity development among its officers. This vision was brought to the fore when the military top hierarchy converged on Calabar for the graduation ceremony of Naval Warfare Course 3 participants, Naval War College, Nigeria. Paul Abel reports.
Naval War College, Nigeria, located in Calabar, was established in May 2017 with a vision to be a center of excellence on naval and joint military operations and maritime security studies in the West Africa sub-region. Since its inception, 29 officers from Course 1 and 2 have graduated from the college, and the current Course 3 participants, 18 in number, who spent 8 months in training, have been exposed to 7 modules covering a wide range of military expertise, including interagency cooperation, peace support operations, among others. This experience, the Minister of Defense, represented by the Chief of Defense Staff, and other stakeholders say must be explored by the graduates to mitigate security challenges on the nation's maritime domain.
This is the reason why professional level training such as this, with outcomes that speak directly to the plethora of challenges confronting Nigeria, is imperative.
We will continue to provide the enabling environment necessary for the achievement of the mission of the college.
Some stakeholders and graduating officers comment.
Intercede, who will stand with them in their vision to enable them safeguard our marine environment.
We are now better positioned and better skilled now to perform those roles now.
The training has been very profitable, and it will come out to play when we go back to the field.
The event, which also had in attendance the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ibokite Ibas, also featured conferment of Fellow of the Naval War College on successful graduates and Distinguished Fellow on faculty members, as well as presentation of awards to best graduating officers. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NT News.
In another development, the Director General State Services says the temporary border closure is aimed at addressing security challenges confronting the country. The Director General, Yusuf Magaji Bichi, who was speaking at the graduation ceremony of the National Institute for Security Studies, also spoke on the need for the use of experience and intelligence in the fight against crime. To this end, he said the National Institute for Security Studies will be further upgraded to meet the need of participants.
Despite the criticisms, the closure of our borders so far have succeeded in checkmating not only smuggle of goods that are illegally brought into this country, but even firearms, and then checkmating the movement of people that are likely to undermine the security of this country.
Senate President Ahmed Lawan, represented at the graduation ceremony, said crime is becoming dynamic and tactical, thereby stressing the need for security agencies to be up and doing.
There must be a step ahead of the criminals. To be ahead of a criminal implies an improved knowledge of situation, tactics, and stratagems of the lawbreakers. The improvement comes merely through courses like this one that you have had. The fact that it is also happening at the senior levels is also a delight. This is because of the better opportunity to influence processes and the procedures towards ensuring security.
There is also a need for the participants to have interagency cooperation to tackle all the security challenges facing the nation.
He challenged the graduates to use the knowledge acquired to help the country in its dream of having a crime-free society. And staying with security matters, the Nigeria Police says it will sustain engagements with stakeholders to ensure democratic processes are followed in the forthcoming elections of Kogi and Bayelsa states. Inspector General of Police Mohammed Adamu, speaking in Lafia, also assured Nigerians of the commitment to protection of lives and property. Abubakar Man Akwanga reports.
IGP Adamu says the police will reinforce security to ensure transparency and credibility prevails during the polls. He says strategic security measures are in place across the country to contain the activities of notorious syndicates.
It is only in partnership that, as a people, we can defeat the criminality or criminally minded element in our midst who are bent on destabilizing our cherished peace, security, and common values.
Governor Abdullahi Sule, Senator Umaru Tanko Al-Makura, Minister of State Science and Technology Mohammed Abdullahi, Emir of Lafia, Sidi Bagi I, and other personalities challenged the IGP to do more for the nation.
The IGP is celebrated here at home, but he is more respected worldwide and globally on this island.
Anyone who calls himself from Lafia or Nassau State should be proud of the Inspector General of Police.
The IGP is recognized by Lafia community for hard work and selfless commitment since assumption of office in January 2019. In Lafia, Abubakar Usman Apanga, NTA News.
Now, loyalty and commitment to authority and the country as being currently exhibited by President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo have been observed as what the nation needs to be great. The Emir of Daura, Alhaji Umar Faruk Umar, said this during the turning of Alhaji Musa Haru, or as the Dan Madamin Daura, by the Daura Emirate Council. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports that the event was attended by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State, and Senate President Ahmed Lawan, as well as Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, and top government officials. To health matters now, and the World Health Organization report shows that 71 people died out of an estimated 166,000 cancer cases recorded yearly in Nigeria. But all that will be soon history now with the launch of the Chemotherapy Access Partnership Program by the federal government. Basi Ita Ipang tells us more.
Cancer has become a major source of morbidity and mortality globally, as the rising cases of cancer burden and its consequences in Africa, including Nigeria, is a thing of concern to many. Experts attribute the cause of death as a result of cancer to poor diagnosis and medical cover.
The quantity of cancer is on the rise. Mortality remains very high due to advanced disease presentation. One of the biggest barriers to accessing care is the cost of treatment.
This is the reason the Nigerian government is highly commended for several interventions at ensuring that Nigerians have access to quality treatments at affordable cost. The latest be the launch of the Chemotherapy Access Partnership Program.
For the benefit of our cancer patients in particular and humanity in general. Along this process,
7 states are beneficiaries in the pilot program that is expected to curb medical tourism.
In Nigeria, one of the problems is the affordability of the cancer medicines. So through this this program, the product's prices have almost come down less than 50% for an affordable patient.
So it's a great moment for the Nigerian team, and I think for the patient, it's a big groundbreaking. It's a win-win for everyone.
The partnership will save Nigeria about $16 million US, translating 50% of chemotherapy costs for patients. Basi Taiban, NTA News.
Now, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture has expressed readiness to work with broadcast media houses in educating farmers on modern farming techniques and technology. Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development Mohammed Sabu Nanuno stated this while interacting with officials of the Radio, Television, Theatre and Arts Workers Union in Abuja. Musa Baba Ali reports.
Radio and television have been the tools used by extension workers towards educating Nigerian farmers on new methods of farming. This was in the 60s, 70s and 80s when indigenous language were used for the extension services. Minister for Agriculture and Rural Development, Mahmoud Sabonanun, said the system impacted positively on the socioeconomic well-being of farmers in those years.
The majority of people have access to TVs, have access to radio especially, and they have access to many other things that attract a program like your own, and that will help in enlightening the large number of farmers that we have in this country.
The collaboration between the ministry and Ratau is expected to provide a new platform which will serve as a source of information for young Nigerians who are interested in farming and livestock production.
Your new initiative of intervening to support agriculture, welcome a friend to the Ministry of Agriculture.
And as a house, I think it's very important we should collaborate with you to achieve the success story of this next level agenda.
Our role is to enlighten and educate our members through entertainment that has to do with farming activities in our various houses.
Ratau, in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture and other development partners, will in addition run a TV show program on NTA, which is expected to support at least 100,000 farmers. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
This is the news on NTA International, reaching you live from Abuja. Stay tuned as we take a short break. We'll be right back.
That channel where you watch just now don't waka, no panic.
Can say me no panic.
You go do it by yourself like ABC. Oh yeah, press the menu button on top your remote. Scroll up and down till you see Information Central. Then press OK.
Press OK.
Check the signal strength and quality. If the signal strength and quality is 70, you press the exit button, go back. Go advanced options, then choose installation, then go to reset and press OK.
Yeah, press OK. Wow, now you self fit catch all those channels will be one miss road by yourself. Yes, make your group for no loss. You see as I do, Abi? I see as I do,
Go TV, live it, love it.
And I see as we do,
Thanks for remaining with us. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has left Jeddah, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, for London on a private visit. State House correspondent Adam Musambo reports that the president was seen off at King Abdulaziz International Airport by the Deputy Governor of Jeddah Province, Prince Abdullah bin Banda bin Abdulaziz. Others in the farewell party were the governors of Borno, Kebbi and Katsina states, Nigeria's ambassador to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and other senior government officials. President Buhari had a successful outing at the Future Investment Initiative and positively engaged Saudi monarch and custodian of the two holy mosque, King Salman bin Abdulaziz, as well as the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman on the country's aspirations. He also met fruitfully with the governor of Saudi Investment Forum, chairman of Aramco, one of the leading energy companies in the world, and other potential investors in the nation's economy. The Nigerian leader is expected back in the country on the 17th of this month. Turning to the National Assembly now, the Joint National Assembly Committee on Land Transport has suspended the consideration of the 2020 budget defense by the Nigerian Railway Corporation and Institute of Transport Technology, Zaria, pending the provision of additional documents on project proposals in the budget. National Assembly correspondent Abdullahi Aminu reports.
Breakdown of projects funds by the Institute of Transport Technology and construction of access roads to railway stations in Kano, Lagos, Enugu, Kafanchan and Zungeru are part of the requirements needed by the committee. Co-chairman of the committee, Abbas Tajuddin, says it is with a view to achieving a comprehensive analysis on the proposals.
The clerk will give you time and venue on Tuesday, you understand? But as it is, we cannot continue considering your report.
Meanwhile, the National Identity Management Commission at Budget Defense before the Joint Committee on Population says it will collaborate with the private sector on the World Bank funding project to ensuring that every Nigerian is captured in its database within the next 3 years, while the National Population Commission's 2020 budget proposal is emphatic on the significance of birth registration.
We would like to throw out that to the private sector to do the investment, to have the secure environment to do the card, and we pay them.
6 river basin development authorities in the country have also defended their 2020 budget estimates to the Senate Committee on Water Resources. Committee Chairman Bello Mandia says they have identified areas in which the envelope budget system could affect the operations of the authorities, seeking additional information on some 2019 projects. From the National Assembly, Abdullahi Aminu, NTA News.
In other news, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is to institute a policy towards the rehabilitation of repentant internet fraudsters after their conviction to positively apply their skills for nation building. Acting chairman of the commission, Ibrahim Magu, said this at an interactive session with key players on crime and fraud in Abuja. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday reports.
It always seems everything is over when an internet fraudster is arrested and when convicted. But the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, believes the young talent can be channeled into a positive direction by working on their ideology through rehabilitation.
Bring back these boys into society so that they can be better citizens, they can be more useful to this country. Because these are small boys, university boys, who are still very young.
Meanwhile, the African Union has said that the fight against corruption in Nigeria has become a reference point to the entire continent. Chairperson, African Union Economic, Social and Cultural Commission, Dr. Tunji Ashaolu, told newsmen, following the decision of the African Union to domesticate its recognition on the foot soldiers of the African anti-corruption champion, President Muhammadu Buhari, to begin with the EFCC.
So if the whole African Union has found him worthy to lead that campaign, of course, coming back, they know that somebody must be the captain in the last 4 years to date. The EFCC, under the supervisions of Mr. Ibrahim Magu, is there that they have recovered over 500 billion naira. This is the money that ordinarily it would not have been accounted for.
A big thank you to President Muhammadu Buhari for coming with such a wonderful idea, and we believe at the end of the day it will be part of his legacy of achievements which Nigeria will be grateful for.
The move, Dr. Tunji said, is to spur all heads of agencies to do the right thing always. Adebola, Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
And as the National Youth Service Corps scheme prepares for another orientation exercise, state and local governments in Nigeria have been encouraged to honor their obligations to Youth Corps members posted to their areas to further enhance efficiency and productivity and ensure the achievements of the objectives. This was the consensus at a meeting of the National Youth Service Corps top management and representatives of state governments in Abuja. Olayinka Ojo reports.
In this auditorium are representatives of states and local governments from the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT. Some of the issues discussed here will further strengthen existing collaboration with critical stakeholders aimed at optimizing the potential of core members for national unity.
Particularly in the education sector and also the health sector.
As key players who are to lead the advocacy for increased support for the scheme, especially at the grassroots, Director General NYSC, Brigadier General Shuaibu Ibrahim, applauded some state governments for living above board in the provision of conducive and standard camp facilities and other forms of intervention for the NYSC as enshrined in the NYSC Act.
The conducive environment they are creating have not only enhanced the smooth operation of the scheme, but also deemed core members' belief in the essence of the patriotic service.
The responsibility of seeing to the welfare of the core members is largely devolved
on the states and local governments.
While assuring the NYSC of federal government's continued support, Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dari, reiterated that areas of deficiency affecting the smooth discharge of the scheme's mandates should be addressed.
Let me appeal to all states and local government councils, who are indeed critical stakeholders, to also support government in discharging their obligations to the scheme.
The meeting also reassured serving and prospective Youth Corps members that they will benefit from the federal government's new national minimum wage. Olainka Ojo, NTA News.
Let's now join Yasu Ali Yakubu for a review of stories that made headlines in the week.
You are welcome to yet another edition of Week in Review, a news segment that brings to your viewing pleasure reports that made headlines during the week. Let's begin with the fruitful visit of President Muhammadu Buhari to Saudi Arabia. President Buhari was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia in the outgoing week for the Future Investment Initiative powered by the Public Investment. President Muhammadu Buhari led Nigeria's delegation to the Global Forum, which focused on utilizing investment towards driving growth opportunities, as well as enabling innovation and disruptive technologies towards addressing global challenges. In Riyadh, President Muhammadu Buhari said new investment and reforms in Nigeria's agricultural sector holds the key to the attainment of his government's target of taking 100 million Nigerians out of poverty in the next 10 years. Participating at a panel discussion on the second day of the Future Investment Initiative conference, the president underlined his administration's unshakable resolve towards actualizing its promise of reducing poverty in the country. Similarly, President Muhammadu Buhari has described as welcoming the commitment of Saudi energy company Aramco and Public Investment Fund to explore areas of collaboration with Nigeria towards reviving the nation's refineries. At a meeting with the chairman of Aramco and governor of the investment fund, Yasir Al-Rumayyan, the president said Nigeria has a lot to learn from the expertise and professionalism of the leading energy company. The president also held a high-level talks with the Saudi monarch King Salman bin Abdulaziz in Riyadh, where Nigeria and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia resolve to deepen and expand the highly beneficial relations between the two countries for sustainable development of economies as well as enhance living standards of the people.
All right, that was Ilyasu Ali Yakubu with the Week in Review. That concludes the news on NTA International at this time. Many thanks for watching.